We all know the general rhetoric surrounding women in our generation. You see, it's very easy to say all girls are the same, all women want and care about is money. And don't get me wrong, I know that a lot of these ideas are backed up by real experiences, people that have gone through very difficult times and had very sad things to deal with. But we also have to realize that there is subtle misogyny in that, and it's a generalization that doesn't really capture the whole story. Because if you really look into it, a lot of these ideas are fueled by shallow hearts that have gone looking in the wrong place. So, if you're tired of dating the wrong girls every time, if you're tired of interfacing with women who don't care about you, and you feel like you've come to the end of the road where you have cast everything away and you believe, then this message is for you. So, if you're tired of meeting the wrong women and falling in love with the wrong girls, people who don't care about you and they only care about what you can provide, if you've had negative experiences that have altered your perspective of who the ideal woman is and even dampened your belief that she might exist, then this message is for you. See, I used to think love was simple. Find a girl who's pretty, who vibes with me, and that's it. It's all about vibing and attraction. But time and time again, I ran into the same wall. You see, you find a girl who's pretty, she vibes with you, but on a much deeper level, it feels like there's something missing. Because if you're someone who has an idea of what they want to do with their lives, if you actually have a goal, you realize that everything is much deeper than just vibing. You're looking for substance. You're looking for someone whose words carry gravitas. And you're hoping that your relationship is going to spark the ultimate love adventure and take you to the ends of the earth, not just riding on the love, but out of what you're able to create because of the love. And so if you're ever going to do this, if you're ever going to interface at this level of depth, you need someone who is capable of being, as the Bible calls it, virtuous. It's not just about the vibing. It's not just about the pretty face. It's more about the soul and the beauty in the soul. And that leads to the next question. Where do you find these people? I think within our generation now it's becoming very, very difficult. And I think also within Christian culture, this idea that you can be both. You can be a Christian and a baddie. The idea that for men, you can be a Christian, but you can also be outside, and it doesn't matter. As long as you say you're a Christian, then you have all that you need to go into a relationship. But Christianity is more than that. It's about being able to submit yourself to the dictates of Christianity. So where do you find these people? Do they even exist? And it's the lack of interface with those type of people that leads men to actually believe that, oh, you can't really find a good person, like they don't exist, we're always clashing, we're always fighting, because both of you, to be honest, have not submitted yourselves to the right precepts. We're going to talk a bit about that today. You see, the thing is, if you want a Christian woman, you have to become a Christian man. You can't expect loyalty when you're living careless. You can't demand purity when you're feeding temptation. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Godly women are not hiding. They are not just found in the places we're looking. You can't expect to be outside and you're going to find a woman that is in Christ outside. Like, it doesn't work like that. That's a contradiction. So the first thing we have to really understand is, who is a Christian woman and where are we going to spot them? I think Proverbs 31 gives us an idea. It talks about a virtuous woman who can find her price is more valuable than rubies. I mean, she's rare and not every man will deserve her. So a Christian girl she's not the loudest in the room, but her spirit is strong. You can sense these things. She's clothed in strength, in dignity and wisdom. It sits on her tongue, and there is a keenness of spirit, because above everything else, she will point you to God. And that's the best way I can surmise that, is that your partner will point you higher. That Christian woman that you're looking for, when you find her, you will know that you've also found God in her. And everything that can be found in God will also be found in her too. And so, even though Proverbs 31 gives us an inkling as to the value of this woman, the part that most men don't pay attention to is that in the beginning of Proverbs 31, it starts by teaching the fear of the Lord. Because before you ask, where's my Proverbs 31 woman, you must first ask, am I the kind of man who fears God enough to deserve her? See, the virtuous woman is a crown, but a crown is only given to a king who has prepared himself. And so you must start to act that way. You must start to envision yourself as that. And that is when you will start to be able to differentiate between a woman who's virtuous, who's deserving of you and your attention, and a woman who's not. See, godly women are found in spaces of purpose, in church, in study groups, in communities where value matters. They're found in places where character speaks louder than outfits. And here's the truth. You don't need to rush to date. You can watch her life. You can watch her patterns, her actions, her friends. You can just even start by being her friend, because that will reveal everything in time. At the end of the day, you need to get to a place where you're able to decide for yourself what you want and who you want to be with. I draw attention to who you are. So if you're a king, you need to ask, is your queen a Christian baddie? I haven't seen any queens that are. They're either Christians and they follow certain values, or they are baddies. There's no in between. So you pick what you want, but you also realize that who you pick is an indicator of who you are. So those are my 2 cents. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that as men, in the pursuance of the right partner, we have to start by deciding who we are. That's the answer to the question. There's no magic fix, there's no potion, there's no genie lamp. It's a question of who you are, and then you filter your options accordingly.